Hi everyone, I'm April, your tutor on the basics of music publishing at VerseOne Distribution. I'll walk you through what music publishing is, what's in it for the writer and publisher, the difference between a record label and a music publisher, understanding intellectual property ownership and copyright splits, income sources in music publishing, and how the income is typically generated. What is music publishing? In a nutshell, music publishing is the management of the intellectual property of composers. A music publisher's job is to ensure the copyright owner is getting the royalties they're entitled to and make efforts to maximize certain types of income. What's in it for the writer? Monitoring and claiming your royalties can be a complex and time-consuming process. You need to get involved with performing rights societies, mechanical rights societies, audio recognition service providers, and deal with title registrations, counterclaims, licensing queries, and cue sheet reporting, among other things. Even then, there might be income that goes unnoticed and unpaid if you don't have the know-how and means to chase up. By entering a publishing deal, you can let your publisher handle the administration while you focus on your craft. What's in it for the publisher? The answer is simple and transparent. A cut of the earnings that both parties have agreed upon. This means it's in the music publisher's best interest for the writer's songs to perform well and generate as much income as possible. What is the difference between a record label and a music publisher? An easy way to make that distinction is to think of a song as having two sides, the recording and the composition. Traditionally, record labels deal with the recording, aka master, and music publishers deal with the composition. Understanding intellectual property ownership and copyright splits. The World Trade Organization defines intellectual property rights as the rights given to persons over the creation of their minds. Those rights include musical compositions and are protected by copyright laws. If you are the sole writer of an original piece of music, then you own 100% of that copyright. If other people have contributed, then that percentage changes accordingly. The way you decide to work out the percentage, aka copyright splits, is entirely up to you and your co-writers. Here are a couple of examples. A. Adam Johnson has written the melody and lyrics of a song titled Hello. Adam owns 100% of the copyright. B. Adam Johnson and Rose McAllister have co-written a song titled Sunshine. They each own 50% of the copyright. Adam decides to publish Hello and Sunshine and enters a publishing deal with Publishing House LLC. Rose is not part of this deal. Here's what the IP chain would look like. Publishing House LLC will be collecting royalties on Adam's behalf from different organizations, keeping the agreed upon commission and distributing the rest to Adam. The song Hello gets radio airplay and digital downloads, which results in $100 in performance royalties and $100 mechanical royalties. Adam will collect the writer's share directly from their PRO, $50, and Publishing House LLC collects the publishing share, $50. Publishing House LLC will also collect $100 from the mechanical rights organization. Assuming this is an 80-20 publishing deal, Publishing House LLC will then keep 20% of that revenue, $100 merch and $50 performance, and pay out the remainder to Adam. Income sources. There are three main revenue streams for music compositions. Mechanical royalties. Mechanical royalties are generated every time a composition is reproduced, either by physical or digital means, such as vinyls, CDs, cassettes, streaming, and downloads. Performance royalties. Performance royalties are generated when music is performed in public. Some examples include live shows, radio, TV, film, music played in public, and commercial spaces. Sync royalties. Sync, or synchronization, royalties are paid to a composition rights holder when said composition is used in another audiovisual work, such as an advertisement, movie, series, video game, etc. You might also come across other types of royalties, such as print, which describes royalties paid by music printers for sheet music and folios based on the exclusive right to distribute copies of copyrighted material. These can also be collected by the publisher and paid out to the writer if they are part of the agreement. How is this income generated? Every time a copyrighted song is sold, downloaded, streamed, or performed in public, music users pay, directly or indirectly, an amount of royalties to a collecting society, a performing rights organization, and/or mechanical rights organization. These amounts are then distributed to the music publisher, who in turn keeps the agreed upon commission and pays out the remainder to the songwriter. All payouts are accompanied by a royalty statement that includes detailed information on the type of usage and income the writer's music generated during that period. In the case of sync, royalties are usually generated as a one-off fee, paid by the client to the rights holder, in our case the publisher, in order to obtain a license to use the music in their project. Same rules apply. Publisher keeps their cut and pays out the rest to the writer. Understanding the flow of income. What is the process of entering a publishing deal from a writer's point of view? The first step is establishing the terms of the publishing agreement. This is done by signing a contract that lays out all the necessary details on the rights and obligations of each party. The publisher will send the writer a draft of the publishing agreement for the writer to review and either sign if all looks good, or further negotiate as needed until both parties are satisfied. After terms have been agreed upon, the writer will provide the publisher with information on the songs they wish to publish, including song titles, names of composers, copyright splits, and other relevant info. Publisher will take it from there. What is included in a publishing agreement? As is the case with all legal documents, publishing agreements can vary vastly and usually go into a lot of detail. However, there are certain key points that most publishing deals have in common and, in a way, comprise the core terms of the agreement. Territory, the countries included in the agreement. Term, the duration of the agreement. Rates, what percentage of the income will be distributed to the writer for each royalty type, such as mechanical, performance, print, sync, etc. What information does the writer need to provide the publisher with? The more accurate information the publisher has on your songs, the better they can trace how those songs perform and what income they generate. Information such as the song title, along with any alternative titles, full names of the composers, copyright splits, performers, and any previous publishing history are essential information to share with your publisher. Once you have entered a publishing deal, your publisher will guide you through the information needed in order to properly register and monitor your music. At VerseOne, we often encounter questions such as, I already have a recording deal or operate my own label. Would I still benefit from a publishing deal? Yes. A record label and a music publisher essentially deal with different sides of the same coin. The label will look after the recording and any revenue associated with it, whereas the publisher will deal with the composition and its royalties. Do I have to own 100% of a composition in order to sign a publishing deal? No. It doesn't matter what your ownership percentage is. You have a right to sign a deal for anything that is yours, whether that's 1% or 100% of a song. Do I give up the rights to my songs by entering a publishing deal? No. You own your intellectual property. Your publisher is helping you administer and monetize by acting on your behalf. Do I have to be affiliated with a performing rights organization in order to enter a publishing deal? Nope. But we do encourage writers to register with PROs so that you obtain an IPI number, which helps identify you as a composer, and also to ensure that you are not missing out on your writer's share if that is distributed directly from the society to you. What is a CAE IPI number? CAE, Composer, Author, Publisher, or IPI, Interested Parties Information, is a unique international identification number, usually 9 to 11 digits long, which is assigned to writers and publishers as soon as they register with a performing rights organization for the first time. This number is linked to your name or stage name and remains the same even if you switch to another PRO or sign a new publishing deal. Will the publisher license my music without my permission? No. We will make efforts to land suitable placements for your music, but you will always be notified of the intended usage and will be asked for approval before any licenses are granted. Please note that blanket licensing is out of our hands and therefore you won't be asked for clearance. However, we will collect any emerging royalties on your behalf.